23. It's just a number, isn't it? Like your age, or the number of unread emails in your inbox, or the floor of a building you're not sure you want to enter. But let's begin there. 23. 23 reasons you've been given for the feeling. A chemical imbalance, a past trauma, a poor diet, not enough exercise, too much caffeine, the wrong job, the wrong city, a genetic predisposition. For every one of the last 1,000 days, you could probably find 23 new explanations for the hum. That quiet, or sometimes not so quiet, hum of anxiety that lives behind your ribs. You know the feeling. It's a strange internal vibration, a sense that the ground is not quite solid, that you are, perhaps, one sentence away from saying the wrong thing. One decision away from everything crumbling. It's the constant, low-grade awareness that you are forgetting something of monumental importance, but you can never quite remember what it is. You feel it when you wake up, before the world has had a chance to present its case for the day. You feel it in a crowded room, a particular kind of loneliness that comes not from being alone, but from being surrounded by people who seem to be perfectly at ease with the music, while you can't for the life of you figure out the rhythm of the dance. They all seem to know the steps. And you are improvising, terribly, hoping no one will notice that you never learned the choreography. And you've been told this feeling is a problem, a malfunction, a bug in your personal code. You've been told it's something to be fixed, managed, medicated, therapized, breathed away, or pushed down. You are a faulty machine, and your anxiety is the check engine light, blinking ominously. And so you try to fix it. You try to turn the light off. You tinker with the engine. You read the manuals. You follow all the advice. Yet the hum remains. It's the background track to your life. But what if that entire diagnosis is wrong? What if that feeling, that persistent gnawing anxiety, is not a sign that you are broken, but a sign that you are beginning to wake up? What if it's not a malfunction at all, but a perfectly functioning alarm system, detecting a very real, though very subtle fire? What if the problem is not that your alarm is going off, but that you are the only one in the building who seems to hear it? And that, my friend, changes everything. You see, the society we have constructed is a magnificent and elaborate stage play. From the moment we are born, we are handed a costume and a script. We are given a name, a family, a nationality, a set of expectations. We are taught the rules of a very, very complex game. The object of the game is to accumulate things, points in a sense. The points can be money, status, degrees, followers, a bigger house, a faster car. And everyone has tacitly agreed to pretend that these points are immensely important. They are the measure of a life well lived. To win, you must follow the script. Go to the right school, get the right job, marry the right person, post the right pictures. Say the right things at the right parties. You must perform your role with sincerity and conviction. The great unspoken rule of this play is that you must never, ever admit that it is a play. You must believe in your role. You must believe in the importance of the points. Everyone around you is deeply invested in this performance. Their identities, their sense of self-worth are all tied up in how well they play their part. And then there's you. Somewhere along the way, you started noticing the cracks in the scenery. You saw a stagehand moving a prop in the background. You heard an actor flub their line and then quickly pretend they hadn't. You began to feel the heavy weight of your costume, the stilted, unnatural language of the script. You started to suspect that the points everyone is so frantically chasing might not be real, that they're just points, trivial markers in a game that no one remembers why they started playing. Your anxiety is the natural, healthy, sane response of a conscious being to an insane environment. It is the friction between your authentic self and the role you are being pressured to play. Your exhaustion does not come from your personal failures. It comes from the monumental, soul-crushing effort of pretending. Pretending you care about the quarterly earnings report. Pretending you are fascinated by small talk about the weather. Pretending that a promotion and a 2% raise will bring you a lasting sense of peace. Pretending that the script makes sense. Anxiety is the body's wisdom. It is your nervous system screaming, "This is not real. This is not you." It's the deep, intuitive, primal part of you that knows you are not a cog in a machine, not a character in a game show. You are a manifestation of the universe. You are a force of nature. And a force of nature cannot be squeezed into a cubicle for 40 years without screaming. Your anxiety is that scream. It is the scream of a river being forced into a concrete channel. It is the cry of a wild animal in a cage. It is the ache of a tree whose roots have hit the bottom of a plastic pot. So let us stop treating it like a disease. Let us, just for a moment, treat it as a messenger, a wise, albeit frantic, teacher. What is it trying to tell you? Think about that social anxiety you feel. That dread that creeps in before you walk into a party. You've been told it's because you're awkward, or insecure, or not good at conversation. But look closer. Is it really a fear of other people? Or is it a profound allergy to falsehood? You walk into a room and you are bombarded with masks. Everyone is performing. The jovial boss, the witty friend, the charming host. They are all playing their parts, and you can see it. You see the flicker of exhaustion in their eyes, the slight strain in their smiles. You feel the immense unspoken pressure to put on your own mask, to play your own part. And your soul, your honest, true soul, rebels. It says, "No, I cannot. I do not have the energy to lie today." That feeling is not a weakness. It is a sign of profound integrity. Your system is refusing to participate in the collective dishonesty. It is a form of spiritual nausea in the presence of the inauthentic. You don't have social anxiety, you have a low tolerance for bullshit. And what about that constant nagging worry about the future? The endless loop of what-if scenarios that play out in your mind, especially at 3 in the morning. What if I lose my job? What if I get sick? What if I make the wrong choice? The mind spins and spins, trying to secure a future that does not exist. It's like trying to grab a handful of water. The harder you squeeze, the faster it slips through your fingers. We live in a culture that is obsessed with control, with certainty. We are sold 5-year plans, retirement packages, and insurance for everything. The message is, if you are smart enough and work hard enough, you can nail down the future. You can make it safe. But you, in your wisdom, know that's a lie. You can feel the inherent, wild, uncontrollable nature of life. You know that life is a dance, a flow, an improvisation. It is not a problem to be solved or a fortress to be built. Your anxiety is the mind's frantic response to this fundamental truth. It is the sound of a calculator trying to compute the beauty of a sunset. It's using the wrong tool for the job. The mind is a brilliant servant, but a terrible master. It wants to create maps for a territory that is constantly changing. Your anxiety is not a sign that your mind is broken. It's a sign that you are trying to use it to do the impossible. It's your deeper self reminding you, let go. You cannot control the river. You can only learn to swim. The peace you seek will not be found in a secure future, but in the courage to live in an insecure present. It is the realization that the only real security is the ability to trust yourself to handle whatever comes. Consider that feeling of paralysis. Procrastination, the inability to do the thing you're supposed to do. You have a to-do list with 7 items on it, and you've spent 5 hours staring at it, tidying your desk, and watching videos of people organizing their spice racks. You label yourself as lazy, undisciplined, a failure. But is it laziness, or is it a profound subconscious rebellion against meaningless labor? Perhaps the tasks on that list are part of the game you no longer believe in. Prepare presentation for the quarterly review. Respond to 23 non-urgent emails. Schedule a networking lunch. Your entire being looks at these tasks and asks, why? To what end? To earn more points in a game I don't want to win? To get a gold star from a teacher I don't respect? This paralysis is not a character flaw. It is an act of passive resistance. It is your soul on strike. It is saying, I will not spend my precious, finite energy on things that do not resonate with the truth of who I am. The world may call it procrastination. Your soul calls it the conservation of life force. It is waiting for a worthy mission. It is waiting for a task that makes the heart sing, not one that just checks a box. Your inability to act is a clear signal that the actions being demanded of you are out of alignment with your spirit. And then there is the deepest anxiety of all, the vague, existential dread, the sense of doom that has no name. It's not a fear of anything specific. It's a feeling that the whole structure is fragile, that the whole enterprise of modern life is a house of cards built on a fault line. You watch the news, you see the frantic consumption, the denial of nature, the relentless pursuit of distraction, and you feel a deep, resonant unease. Others seem to be able to ignore it, to numb it with shopping or entertainment or outrage, but you can't. You feel it in your bones. This is not paranoia. This is clarity. You are a sensitive instrument, picking up the background radiation of a civilization that is profoundly out of harmony with reality. We have built a world that denies death, that ignores impermanence, that pretends we are separate from nature. We have created systems of economics and politics that are based on the fantasy of infinite growth on a finite planet. That is a fundamentally insane proposition. Your dread is the utterly sane recognition of that insanity. You are feeling the tension in the collective psyche. You are the canary in the coal mine, and the air is getting thin. People will call you cynical or negative. They will tell you to look on the bright side. What they are really saying is, please stop pointing out the thing that we are all desperately trying to ignore. Your dread is not a pathology. It is a profound form of ecological and spiritual awareness. You are not seeing shadows where there are none. You are seeing the world without the comforting filters that allow others to sleep at night. So you see, this thing you have been carrying, this heavy weight you call your anxiety, is not your enemy. It is your closest ally. It is your personal guru, your spiritual teacher, whispering or sometimes shouting the truth in your ear. It is the part of you that has refused to fall asleep. It is the loyal guard dog of your soul, barking at the intruders of falsehood, meaninglessness, and pretense. The journey, then, is not to silence the anxiety. It is to learn its language, to befriend it. When the wave of anxiety rises, the temptation is to fight it, to run from it, to distract yourself. The old way was to treat it as an invading army. The new way is to see it as a messenger who has run 1,000 miles to bring you a critical dispatch. You don't shoot the messenger. You invite him in, give him a glass of water, and ask him to deliver his message. So the next time the hum begins, try this. Don't fight, don't run. Stop. Close your eyes and listen. Go into the feeling. Where is it in your body? Is it a tightness in your chest? A knot in your stomach? A buzzing in your head? Just observe it without judgment. and then ask it a question. In the quiet of your own mind, ask, what are you trying to show me? What lie am I believing right now? What truth am I avoiding? What part of the script am I trying to perform that my soul knows is false? And then be silent and listen. The answer may not come in words. It may come as an image, a memory, a sudden feeling. It might be the realization that you are dreading a phone call because you will have to pretend to be someone you are not. It might be the awareness that your frantic planning for the future is an attempt to avoid the grief or joy of the present moment. It might be the simple, powerful recognition that the job you are in is slowly draining the life from you, one spreadsheet at a time. This practice changes your relationship with anxiety completely. It is no longer a monster to be slain. It is a compass. It is your internal guidance system, constantly pointing you back toward your own truth. When you feel anxious, it simply means you have strayed from your own authentic path. You have believed a societal lie. You have agreed to a role that doesn't fit, or you have tried to control something that is uncontrollable. The anxiety is the feedback. It is the rumble strip on the side of the highway, letting you know you've drifted. It's not a catastrophe, it's just a notification. All you have to do is gently steer back toward the center. And then a strange thing happens. A quiet peace begins to settle in. Not the peace of numbness or distraction, but the peace of profound self-acceptance. You stop fighting yourself. You stop believing that you are a problem to be solved. You realize you were never broken. You are a sentient being in a numbed-out world. Yes, this path can be lonely. When you stop playing the game, the other players may look at you with confusion, or pity, or even resentment. Your refusal to participate in the collective trance can feel like a judgment to those who are still deeply invested in it. You will find that you have less and less to say during conversations about promotions, or property values, or the latest political drama. A dignified solitude may become your companion. But this is not the painful loneliness of the outcast. It is the serene solitude of the mountaintop observer. You are no longer being tossed around in the chaos of the marketplace down below. You are watching the whole play from a place of quiet understanding. You see the frantic energy, the desperate striving, the temporary triumphs, and the inevitable disappointments. And you feel not superiority, but a deep, boundless compassion for all the actors, because you remember what it was like to be lost in that play. You are no longer fighting the river. You are not trying to push it, or direct it, or dam it. You have realized that you are the river. Your life is not a journey to a destination. Your life is the flowing itself. Your anxiety was the resistance to that flow. It was the belief that you had to be somewhere else, be someone else, feel something else. The moment you let go of that resistance, the water becomes clear. The current carries you. And you find a strength not in controlling, but in yielding. A power not in fighting, but in dancing with the unpredictable nature of what is. So, the next time the hum starts, the next time the wave rises, don't despair. Don't reach for a pill or a drink or a screen. Bow to it, respectfully. It is the wisest part of you speaking. It is the voice of truth in a world of noise. Listen closely. It is not telling you that you are sick. It is telling you that you are sane. It is not a symptom of your brokenness. It is the evidence of your awakening. And its message is, and always has been, a simple invitation to come home to yourself.